come my way to go back to the 40. I got her face tatted on camera. She know I'm packing, baby, what's happening? Ooh, yeah. I'ma get back at you, diamonds got attitude. I got a splash if you ain't running, but my day coming, oh, they gon' be mad at you. I had too much to drink, fucking take another shot. Yeah, I'm living what you think. Pull up on the scene, cameras flashing on me. Looking like money, cash, shoes, everything. I ain't tryna flex, baby, that's just me. Tell them niggas catch up, I just took the lead. Pocket full of money, off white, looking clean. I'm in these streets, collars up for the week. I'm on the counter with freaks, not for the small talk. I got that money, well, can't take a day off, no, they don't ball enough. Cause they gon' play it tough, I gotta stay strong until my day come. It's bad right now, but shout out my day one. Let a nigga say something, yeah, we gon' spray some. Make your blockation, up the ass scratches, you know we don't say none. We in a diamond, yeah, we celebrate her. Oh yeah, yeah, I know they be hating. Oh yeah, ever see a nigga catch facelift? 100 round drum, I be running out of patience. Hit the club out with my bitch, she getting basic. Take a block and I know she gon' spaceship. Told my little bitch meet me by the boat. Clap her ass down like some dominoes. Got a flight at 6, it's time to go. I'm from New York where them choppers blow. Yeah. Come fly with me somewhere tropical. Made a few bands with a couple shows. Let it again cause it's how it go. If you ain't know then ain't my little bitch, she be wildin', she shaking her ass that she treasure. She come my way to go back to the 40. I got her face tatted on camera. She know I'm packing, baby, what's happening? Ooh yeah, I'ma get back at you, diamonds got attitude. I got a splash if you ain't running, but my day coming, oh, they gon' be mad at you. I had too much to drink, fucking take another shot. Yeah, I'm living what you think. Pull up on the scene, cameras flashing on me. Looking like money, cash, shoes, everything. I ain't tryna flex, baby, that's just me. Tell them niggas catch up, I just took the lead. Pocket full of money, on fire, looking clean. I'm in these streets, collars up for the week. I'm on the counter with freaks.
Yeah, we back. You playing another song?
Fuck it. Warren gotta add
His shit to the thing, right?
yeah. She's getting out of control.
Triple M.
Did you violate it?
Grind all winter just to flex for the summer. Fucked off a DM, I don't even got a number. Counting up these blues, niggas show they true colors. I've been staying to myself, can't help it through the blunder. If I tell you that I trust you, it means more than I love you. I don't got friends, I only got brothers. You don't got it, then I got you. I would never watch you suffer in that mode, motivated, reaching for the higher uppers. Hating niggas never speak, but I hear the others. So when I come through now, I'm looking like a come up. Yeah, fat fly nigga in the mean fit, clean whip. All the nigga ever wanted was a clean brick. Soon as I sense an indictment, then my routine switch. I'm outside, you house niggas used to this quarantine shit. I'ma get this money if it don't kill me. You ain't cut from that cloth, so I know you don't feel me, nigga. 40 patch on the letterman, it feel like homecoming, counting racks like a settlement. Yeah. 40 patch on the letterman, it feel like homecoming. Name a team, we ain't better than. My man set me up like he needed some ribs. He ain't got no bread now, but he need an advance. I told him don't serve anybody, now you taking a chance. That's gonna make shit hot, don't need to be in the jam. If them people grab you up, that's gonna fuck up the plan. Nigga, mention me in your story, better be on the gram. From the 40 block, so you can't question if I'm loyal. My little bitch spoil you, crab legs at the bowl. You take a loss, bounce back like the Mac. Recall you if you ain't cashing out. I ain't got nothing for you, just do me this favor. Don't call me, I call you. Niggas know I bowl with the white like Billy Hoyle. Just a few things that I learned from my pops. All I had to do was go outside and sit on the block. If I don't know you, we never met shit. To me, you a cop. Nigga, the stamp on the brick might be one of my ops. Raised on big hove, pocking the locks. My man's had a bird, turn shit to a flock. OG in his 50 still trapping, he don't think he can stop. I don't regret nothing, shit is all a part of the plot. Nigga, yeah. 40 patch on the letterman, it feel like homecoming, counting racks like a settlement. Yeah. 40 patch on the letterman, it feel like homecoming, name a team, we ain't better than.
Please. Name a team, we ain't better than. The Manuel Mondays is back. The Manuel Mondays is back today, man.
Hey, Pazan.
The last time you was here, you left us with a gem. Was it the last one? Was it the last one? He was like, you know my dad. Was that the last one?
Oh,
Yo, that was
that
probably
was
one of the most
hilarious.
funniest shits.
Warren said, on that note,
Yeah.
we are
It's like-
out of here.
Nah, I'll be wildin'.
I think that was that the last time you came?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That shit was fucking hilarious.
Nah, I was.
Yo, that was it, right? Yo, you had us crying for like weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still be laughing at that shit. I think we were just talking about it in the group chat like the other day. But what's up, man? How you been? We gotta give you your flowers. Give this man a round of applause.
Yes, absolutely.
This ain't the album. Streaming now. Everybody go out there, go get it, stream it, buy it, buy it, and support, man, because that shit is fire. Nice, 19 minutes. It's not even that long. Y'all could listen to 19 minutes. That shit is,
Nah, definitely. It's very short.
yeah.
Pissing me off too, low key, but it's like
That should have been a little bit longer. Is that the time frame? Is that like an EP? Like, you know how they was saying like now, like if you to be an album, it has to be like what, like 17 minutes or some shit like that. So, is that true?
look at XXX. His 17 album was 22 minutes, and that was put out by a major record label. And that's also, I think, like one of his albums. I don't know if it's an album, but all of his albums are like super short. Like you
Yeah,
can
but
get through all of his albums in like 30 minutes or less. No cap.
Yeah, but I remember like a couple of years ago, everybody started having these short albums, and it was like 2-minute songs or whatever like that. And it was like they was like complaining about if it was an album or EP or whatever shit like that. So I don't really know the difference
It doesn't really matter in the streaming era of music, to be honest.
because it's all gonna get streamed.
Literally, like niggas drop a fucking hour-long album. Nobody really
Listens to the whole album.
like. You get it? Like Chris Brown be dropping like an hour and a half long
God.
ass albums.
80s tracks.
Who really sitting there listening to
I
them?
didn't.
Like,
Remember the last
and
one?
it's not that niggas don't fuck with Chris Brown. It's just like nigga.
Too much music.
Yeah, I can't. The attention span for music nowadays is very short. So
I
it's
agree.
like, nigga, I'm not sitting there doing that unless you're my favorite artist. Like, I'm not doing that.
Was there anything cut off of this
Oh yeah, there was some songs.
that you didn't like that you wanted or like?
Nah, it was just shit that I didn't think was either good enough or like fit.
I liked it.
Barely hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Try now.
Yo.
Yeah, you gotta talk like
Like on the
directly
top.
into the mic.
I bet.
So like tilt, pause, like tilt.
That should be better.
I bet.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, you did all the stuff for Ferris wheel. What would be the first, I guess, video for this one? Please say this the one that I want you to say. So.
I mean, that's a little difficult though, because she
Yeah.
lives in Canada.
Yeah, I know that.
So we like want to do it, but
But
she also don't live in America, so it's like there's that.
what would be the first one?
I mean, I already know what it is, but like
Oh.
I'm just deciding if I like want to tell people.
Oh, okay. Forget it then. Y'all see it when we stream that shit.
I knew the video the moment I recorded the song.
Yeah, okay.
Like I just knew what the video. Like we haven't even shot it yet, but I just know what the video is gonna be.
You already have your vision.
Yeah. Like when I recorded the song, I just had the video in my head like right away. Like maybe the same night. Like it was just that simple. So
All right. Well, y'all see it when we get it. Right?
pretty much.
What's up, JT? What you been up to?
Nothing. I'm trying to get this tech stuff in order.
Shut up, my fucking phone, bro.
Let us know if you can hear us well. If it's low, let us know. If it's good, let us know. If you are listening, please like the video, share, take the link, share with somebody that you know. Please, 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 please. So that way you can help support our dream. Oh, we dropped some Patreon content. So shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us on Patreon. We appreciate you. And we dropped some content yesterday. We're gonna drop some content maybe hopefully tomorrow for our Patreon group. We just shot a couple videos before we came on today. And make sure that, matter of fact, let me put it up here. Because y'all don't be recognizing me when I talk. All right, right? So, if you go to patreon.com or download the Patreon app, Patreon, with as little as $5, $10, or $25, you can support our dreams of becoming the #1 podcast in the country. With that the world. With that being said, all it takes is a small contribution of $5, $10, or $25 to help our dreams become reality. So all you have to do is download the Patreon app, Patreon. Shout out to our 2 patrons that we already have supporting the podcast. We appreciate your contributions. With that being said, we dropped a piece of content yesterday. I don't even think you saw it.
I didn't.
I gotta show it to you so we can get a real reaction. I think you'll like it.
What was it?
I can't even show it to you on the pod because if you want to see it,
you gotta buy the Patreon.
You gotta buy the Patreon. You gotta buy the Patreon. So buy the Patreon. It's funny content. It's educational content. It's real content. And then once we actually start doing the documentaries and getting the rappers to do freestyles and stuff like that, it's gonna only be Patreon exclusives. So if you want to have access to that content, make sure you become a patron. You become a patron by giving us or giving the pod $5, $10, or $25. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Word to Big Bird. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to the news coming back. They're supposed to be coming this week. They didn't make it last week, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to one of my students. I want to give him a shout out. I don't want to say his name yet because, respect and don't want to get in trouble or anything like that. But one of my kids went viral on TikTok.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, hit 845,000 views.
What? Shit.
Yeah, on one of his videos. He did one about NYC life at the deli. And we talked about it in class today. I showed it in front of all the kids, and so it was cool to see them, asking questions like, "Yo, like, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? How'd you do this?" And he was like, "Yo, like, we literally just took my camera phone, hit record, and it was just all raw footage. Like, it was no edits, no nothing. It was raw."
To him.
Huh?
Congratulations to him.
That's a big deal, man.
800 and wow.
Yeah, 845,000 views. I think he's gonna hit 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's gonna hit 1 million. And then, so I was talking to him about, like, I'm like, "Yo, do you feel like TikTok famous at all?" And he's like, kind of. Like, he said he went to the mall. A couple people approached him, like, "Oh, you the dude from the video." So I told him, I said, "Yo, like, moments like that, you got to make that content too. Like, if somebody approaches you, like, oh, like, yo, let's take a pic or let's do a quick video together. Like, everything's content now. So if you're gonna go this TikTok route, like, moments like that. Yo, I just ran into some people at the mall that knew who I was. Let me give him a shout out on my TikTok page. Like, make everything content." So I was happy for him, and he's a good kid too. So to see that happen to, like, a kid who comes in and does everything he needs to do as a student, I appreciate that. But that was the highlight of my day today.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of stories. I got news that my friend, she was wearing our stuff, and then she went to, like, Dunkin' Donuts on, like, Southern Boulevard or something like that, somewhere. And she had the tracks on. They was like, "Yo, you from the 40?" Oh, so she was like, "Yo, people watching." So, man, I appreciate her for wearing it, and everybody out there that's watching us that don't really be telling us y'all watching, but we thank you, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, every view counts, every like counts, and when we say that, we mean it.
Yeah,
we really mean it, because without it, we still chasing monetization on YouTube. So YouTube, do your job and make sure you give us that partnership, because we're long overdue. But we can't get that without the likes, the shares, the subscribers, and the watch time. And y'all have helped us get this far. Now it's about taking it to the next level. With that being said, I got to actually put it in the Facebook group that we're live so our people could come support us. We got the best group in the world.
Oh, listen, you want to know my highlight of my week?
Yeah.
I kind of figured out that I'm old as shit now. And you want to know why? Like, I think my wrist is broken. Got cut. Look at my arm. You watch those TikToks where like the fat people be falling, like they racing, and then they just drop.
Damn. That sound like a hard fall.
I ain't
Yo.
gonna lie, bro.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I was racing my little cousin, and I didn't tie my sneakers. So
That's an amateur. That's a rookie mistake.
but I thought I was just gonna beat her. That's why. And then, so I'm racing, and then I'm running because she had like a head start. So I'm like, I could catch her, and I'm gonna race to the meet over this. I'm good, bro. I'm running. I catch up to her. My shoe falls off. Like it started to come off my foot, so I put it back in. I stomped, and all I felt was the whole body going down. Boom, 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 hit the floor. Scraped everything up. My ass hurt. My knee, my whole right side is all scraped up, and I realized like I can't do it anymore. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, man.
Spring chicken.
Yeah.
Wait, who started that?
Hey, yeah, like, but then we had this shit about the turkey, jive turkey.
I don't think we really dissected it. I
No,
think
we
we've
did.
always
No,
talked-
cold turkey. Remember, I was like,
Cold
what the fuck is
turkey.
cold turkey? Like,
Remember
man,
cold turkey? I don't think we ever hit
jive?
jive turkey.
Oh,
I don't think we ever
you
hit
jive turkey.
jive turkey. Shout out
Like-
to all the jive turkeys out there.
Wait, what did I say?
I forgot.
Cold chicken? What is it?
Spring chicken.
Spring chicken.
Spring chicken. Spring chicken.
Yeah, what does that mean?
The first time I heard it was from my aunt. And
Yeah, but why would it mean? What, like all chickens are only young in the spring?
I think spring was more like
they hatch.
metaphoric, like spring, like youth. You know, you have like energy.
Oh, spring.
Yeah, not a spring chicken.
Oh, springy.
Yeah.
Not like
spring.
spring.
The season.
Ah,
That's how I always took it. But,
Me too.
Okay,
ah.
I could be wrong.
Not like I never thought like spring the season. I just thought like.
I just thought it was the season. Like, yo, why is only chickens young in spring? Like, do they only hatch in the springtime? I don't know. Like, by the time they 1 year old, they're not young anymore. I don't know.
Me neither. Yo, where's Warren?
Home. He had a long day. So. Yeah, he was outside yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you saw him, right?
Allegedly.
Oh.
I don't know nothing.
Okay, me too.
I definitely don't know shit.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to Roxy, man. She took me to poker night last night. I met a few good people, but in the poker lifestyle, and we're gonna get to some work. We're gonna get some work done. They want to come up here. They want to talk about some stuff. Oh, and I actually met this guy named Warren. He's an actor. He was on Power. He was in the movie Salt. Remember that movie Salt? He was in a couple of things, and he actually wants to come up here. So
What was his role in Power?
I could show you. He was a cop,
Yikes.
but he wants to come up here.
I mean, if you want him up here,
He's an actor. He's not a real cop.
I mean,
Play their roles too well.
yeah.
They play
I
their
ain't know how to put
roles
it
too
together.
well.
I think. I'm not too sure.
He can sit. He can sit at that end.
Remind me of the real cop.
I'm traumatized.
But he was a nice guy though. He's willing to come and
Okay.
come and talk to us about like the acting industry and everything like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and that's for anybody who got something positive going on. Like, if you got something going on, speaking of people that's coming, shout out to Ramya. She is a renowned artist, particularly poetry. She's willing to come on virtually Monday. I believe that's the 28th
Next month? Oh,
next week.
okay.
So that'll be a virtual interview. So make sure you tune in for that. She's really, really good. She's spoken in front of the president, done multiple open mics, like traveled around the country. Like, she's big time in this field. So
Which
she's-
one is this?
Hmm?
Which one is this? Like the poet that went viral for in front of like the president. Oh, okay.
I don't know if she went viral for it.
I remember there was a poet that was like a spoken word, and then she did it in front of I don't know if it was Trump or Biden, one of them.
No, I think she did it in front of Obama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
You know
did.
who I'm talking about? There was like I don't remember her name, but she did like spoken word, and then everybody just like applauded her for it. Oh, okay. But I didn't know if that was.
I'm trying to think, but like I got nothing.
I was just trying to see if that was her, but okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. 'Cause I used to be a poet, so I'm gonna tell her.
Let me see. Let me just keep sending out this. I'm gonna send out the link a few more times, and then we good. Lock in. Sent.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep it going. What you got? What you got on the docket today?
Let me see. What has happened? I know Kev said that they lifted the ban for mandated masks. Oh, matter of fact, so I got into a interesting conversation with somebody. And she at my job, and she mentioned that there was a kind of like a hashtag or a trend going around saying that like men shouldn't do podcasts anymore.
Now there is.
Is there?
Yeah, like that. This is a thing.
I know someone that echoed that same sentiment on Facebook and stuff like that.
And like she believed it, or he believed
No, it was her own post. She's dead ass.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
why though?
Well,
Toxic
it.
masculinity.
More so, yeah, because like there were. I'm not gonna give the podcast
Basically.
any names, but they feel like men are saying things that shouldn't be said, and
The cornballs.
if you want to call them that, I don't want no podcast beef. I don't support everybody, but I believe in freedom of speech. So say what you want to say. Just know that you have to deal with the consequences of repercussions of the words that come out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So we got into like a real back and forth about it. I don't think she agreed with them, but I think she understood where they were coming from. Me, I really didn't understand where they were coming from, and I disagree. But I take their opinions into consideration. Like, it's not like I don't care about what they're saying, but I think podcasts are necessary. Like, to say that a whole gender, right? If we're using genders, a whole gender of people should not be able to voice their opinions on a podcast is insane to me. Like, I've never heard of something like that because of another group of people being uncomfortable.
my thing to that is like, has this person watched The View?
Basically.
Cause like, explain that shit to me.
Yeah.
And that's on primetime.
Yo,
Every day.
That's every day. Primetime TV.
Every day.
like explain that shit to me. That's my rebuttal. Like, cause it's just like, bro, like half of these unnamed podcasts who the women are mad at also kind of have the same energy for men too. But that's not talked about just because they're upset over this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also this thing called just like not watching things
I'm
that
about to say- I was
works
just about to
very
say that.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, if you have a problem with the content they put out,
Don't watch.
don't click on the fucking video.
But
Bro,
they want to. They still gonna click because they want to hear the outlandish shit people
Yeah,
say.
niggas just want to be mad about shit.
Exactly.
That's how I take the argument.
Yes, but at the same time, it's like I can understand, or I can hear where they're coming from when they say like, okay, men are saying things that really don't need to be said. Like when you say something along the lines of, what's one thing that went viral? Like, I saw a clip and a guy said that women who are like make a lot of money and are very educated basically disqualify themselves from getting into a serious relationship
I
or
saw
a
that
marriage.
too.
And that's just like, that's not verbatim. That's just a basic overview. I understand what he's trying to say. The way it came out, pause, sounded distasteful. Like, so I can understand why a woman would feel some type of way, especially if you're one of those women in that predicament. You have a lot of money, or you have a great job, you're very educated, and you can't find a soulmate, or your soulmate or companion, whatever you want to call it. I can understand why you would take that the wrong way, or may feel a way. I feel like you could have said that same thing if you had the stats and numbers to back it up. Like, okay, according to these numbers, women who make over $150,000 have lower marriage rates than women who are less educated, making $50,000 a year. I think that makes sense if you break it down. But the way he said it was distasteful, and I can understand why a lot of women would feel some type of way.
Don't watch.
I was about to say I could definitely get that, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, who said this nigga's word is law? Like,
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
me? Like, just because he says if you make a lot of money and you're highly educated, you're not gonna get married, doesn't mean if you make a lot of money and you're highly educated, you're not gonna get married. My sister makes a lot of money and she's highly educated and she's married.
I was
with a
about to say
child.
that same
Like,
exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can find anomalies to everything. Though.
Yeah, but that's not an anomaly just because you make more money than the man.
just because like he said it doesn't mean that's the majority.
Yeah.
But then I think
Especially if he didn't bring numbers like you said to back it
Yeah.
up. That like now if you like if he brung it to the table, then it's like, all right, yeah, shit, his word is law. But like if he's just saying shit and to just say it, that's how he feels, then nigga, like, okay, that doesn't mean you're not gonna get married if you make money and you have a high college degree or whatever the fuck. Like, this is just a nigga on a podcast.
And I also think
you probably drinking, fucking, just talking shit. Like,
yeah.
And I think they do a lot of that for shock value too. Like I don't really believe that people believe everything that they say. I don't even think they believe everything they believe.
I think people believe it because I think all podcasts for the most part are just natural reactions. Like I don't think people go in their sketchbook and be like, "Yo, say this," so that way we can create an uprising or uproar. Like I don't.
No, but you come in here with if we had pre-roll and I know and you said, "Hey, like we're gonna talk about this." I already put something in my head what I'm gonna say.
But that don't mean you did the podcast with the intent.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Get that reaction.
What I'm saying is I already have my thoughts in line, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're doing it for shock value. That's my whole point.
I think a lot of the posts that they post, they don't post none of the good shit that anybody says. They only post this stuff. It's only for they take that little part of the clip and put it out there so that people can see that.
Oh yeah, but I think
That's shock
those
value. That's just for the people to go be mad or go and watch.
I hear you, and it makes sense, but I don't know if that's doing it for shock. Like, I feel like doing it for shock value is like you're planning it from the jump. Like, I'm gonna say these things. Like, we plan to say these things before the pod or the camera starts, and then we take that clip and put it up for shock value. Like, I think these conversations just like these are their natural opinions, and they're thinking like, oh shit, like he really said it. Like, I've been thinking it, but he really said it, so let's just take it and put it online. And I think, so yes, in a way it is for shock value, but I don't think that a lot of these pods start like that. And
I wasn't talking about a lot of these pods. I was just talking about that one specific pod.
Or even that one. I don't think they go into it. Like, even the one where it was like a couple of men and they had a bunch of women around this table. And I think DJ Academics was there as well.
It's the same pod.
The same pod? Okay, so then that one, for example, some of those comments and things that happened at that podcast, I don't think that's premeditated.
Yeah.
I feel like they just going off the fly, saying their natural opinions, and then they see the shock value of the other people in the room, and they're like, oh, he or she really said that. We got one. And they take it, chop it up, throw it online, and people love it. As much as they say they hate it, they love it at the same time because they click it, they like it, they share it. It's the same thing with Kevin Samuels. They talk bad about him. They say he's horrible for the culture. He antagonizes women. He hates women. He bashes women. But women are his biggest audience. I see a correlation there. I don't watch him. You watch him? You watch him?
Like I do sometimes when he be live just because I know like some funny shit gonna happen.
Yeah,
but for the most part, like any of I don't know what he does outside of just his lives. I don't watch none of that shit.
Yeah.
I only watch because I know he's live. There might be a confrontation. I'm bored. But besides that, nah. I don't
then
watch that.
I've heard of just specifically about Kevin Samuels was that like he does have conversations with people, like real conversations, but a lot of those people that come up there, they do go up there to troll him. So he says what he has to say. Like he does that. Like he trolls them back. That's what was said. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's 100% true, but a lot of the stuff that we see in the viral moments is because people were trolling.
just stop with the whole cancel culture stuff, man.
Oh, God.
Like y'all are saying men shouldn't have podcasts, bro. Like what? Like that don't even make sense.
No, I really don't because like,
But there's women out there that bash us too.
I was about to go crazy.
Go ahead.
Speak your truth, brother.
I was like, no interesting podcast will exist if that's the case.
Yo.
The top paid ones seem to be male dominated.
Damn, that is true.
Like, shit, bro.
I think Oprah's the biggest. She might have the biggest. No.
I'm pretty sure Rogan like has the biggest podcast.
I'm saying for women.
women.
though.
Oh, for women?
Maybe Oprah. Super Soul. I don't even know if she still does that. The Super Soul conversation.
Doesn't Michelle Obama do that shit?
I think she used to. Well, maybe she may have one. Yo, yeah, she did get a big deal from from
Right?
Spotify.
Did she get one?
Yeah, she got a big deal from Spotify, so maybe she might be top in that top tier. But yeah, it is a male dominated atmosphere. But I feel like at the same time, it's one of the few spaces similar to comedy where people can kind of like say what they really feel, and it still should be looked at as an art. Right, like people will respect the comedians going up there showing their craft. They may say something that may pinch you a little bit, but it's like for the respect of the art, I understand that this is what you're doing. And I think podcasting is still that way. But if we give into this energy of cancel male or men podcasts, then now what do we cancel now? Like where does this end?
It never ends.
That's my whole point.
It would never end. Like everything is cancelable now. Like you can't even say anything you want to say. Like it sucks.
And the worst thing about it is that men already don't talk. So it's like, so if you cancel us talking on a podcast, you're never going to know how men feel, how men think, what men care about, what men talk about, all this type of stuff. Y'all would never know because we already don't talk. So like I said, I emphatically disagreed with her. And if she's watching right now, I still disagree with you. And I feel like, keep men podcasts alive. Make male podcasts great again. Let's do that.
Okay. I was trying to get the acronym in my head, but it wasn't working for me that fast. MMPGA.
Yeah, that's too many letters.
Yeah, that's why I was like, forget it.
Anything else about men and podcasting?
No, I just think that's like just. I tend to ignore females when they post shit like that because it's just like it's not really gonna lead anywhere constructive. So it's just like, just say what you want. Like honestly, like I don't care because I don't know. That's just dumb. That kind of shit just comes from the real radical feminist females, which is like I cannot stand them with a passion. I'm all for women. I've been going in on this whole NCAA swimmer shit.
Let's talk about that.
I've been going in. I'll use that as a segue because
Yeah.
I was just about to bring
I've been
it up.
going in on that because it's just like
Wait, what happened?
a trans
Transgender.
male to female swimmer dominated and won first place in like I think the 500 or some shit like that.
She was like the Shaq of the shit.
Yeah, she
Okay.
won first place as expected.
But listen to this though. First of all, but take this into consideration with that. He was ranked as a boy
462, right?
462.
As a male, he
As a
was
male.
ranked 462.
462. As a female,
Number one.
1.
Who put that ticket in Vandal? Why did nobody send the kite out to put that ticket in FanDuel? That's what I want to know. That would have been all right. So let's have a real conversation. If I know that somebody who has transitioned from male to female decides to join a female sport,
They could throw though. They could throw.
they can.
Kevin and KD, you saw KD trolling about them. Did you see that?
What?
Like niggas was talking shit about KD one of these nights that Kyrie went crazy and KD had a little bit of points and niggas was bitching about their parlays and he was like, "This is for all that hate." And like I'm so glad, like I hold this much power now. Like, so it's like niggas could throw.
But in that situation, the person,
They won the game,
woman
though.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
They fucked up the parlay because KD probably had like 13 points.
No, he had like 17. He needed 20.
Yeah, but so now in this regard, right? if we all know that a man has transitioned to a woman, decides to join a woman's sport, can we bet on those games?
Probably. But you have to know though.
People knew. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you were able to bet on swimming, somebody
I think
came
this
up
was
on
like
it.
the NCAA like championship or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you bet on the NCAA?
I mean,
can, right?
you could bet on basketball and shit. So I don't see why. I don't know if they have swimming on these shits though, but you could bet on horse racing. So
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't see why not.
Damn, we could have came up a couple grand. Yo. I'd have bet the farm on that.
Man. And it's just like, bro,
Who's the swimmer?
Leah Thomas or something.
Leah Thomas. You might have a new fan over here if you keep swimming.
It's just like.
You keep swimming, you might have a new fan
It's
over
like,
here.
yo, bro. And mind you, the men would be the ones to be like, yo, y'all wildin' when it comes to shit like this, right? Or just, honestly, trans people in general. Like, men just, like, cisgendered men don't fuck with that shit. But, like, they're not gonna obviously wild out on you or treat you, like, in some crazy-ass way. But deep down, be like, nigga, you're not a woman.
But
like,
I heard,
like when it comes to that argument, we're not gonna say you're a woman.
I heard that the transgender community is still is upset about it also.
No,
Upset about
I was seeing a lot of clips of these.
I've seen like both.
These niggas just for it, and it's just like you have to be shitting me. And so men call that shit out, and then the feminists, because feminists love gay men or gay men to women, they take up for them, right? But now they're outraged by this because this is unfair. But it's like you get what you ask for.
Yeah.
You shit on us when we come like to your side or like whatever when it comes to this shit, and it's those like as you said, feminists. Oh, men shouldn't be on podcasts. Those super radical feminists come like shit on us. OD. Men shouldn't exist. All this other shit. Okay, cool. Now, when it comes to this shit, I'm just going to troll you. Woman of the year. Leah Thomas is a woman of the female athlete of the year.
Think she should pose naked?
Yo, chill out.
Yeah, man. All right.
We're here to do a podcast.
All right.
Somebody call Leah. What's her name? Leah Thomas?
Sports Illustrated?
Sports Illustrated, you know? Just do the what's the swim move?
The breaststroke?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, do the breaststroke. I like that. But I feel like overall, so if somebody can get her phone number, get her phone number. We want to have her on. I want to have her on the podcast. Want to ask a couple questions, but I feel like
Caitlyn Jenner wants to interview him.
that's gonna do numbers.
OD, right? Yo, I was
That's
like,
gonna
yo, Caitlyn Bruce, you smart bitch nigga. Like, yo, that shit is gonna go crazy, nigga.
You
W,
opportunist.
that's W marketing right
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy.
I haven't even heard that name in years.
Caitlyn Jenner? Yeah, weird.
I feel
Last
like-
I heard of her was that she was running for like Congress or some shit like that. Right? For like
I didn't even know that.
wasn't she running for some shit? In California?
Nigga, I think that was South Park.
That was South Park.
Nigga, South Park, yeah, it was. Caitlyn Jenner was like the vice president or the president in South Park.
Really?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Was it on Simpsons?
I don't know about that.
If it wasn't on the Simpsons, then it ain't gonna happen.
Hey, the shit in South Park happened.
Which one?
It was a thing of first, second, third place. You know how when it be sports competitions, and it was a brolic ass nigga who was identifying as a woman won the world's strongest woman competition because he couldn't win in the men's, and so they was taking that and putting it with the shit with the swimmer, the first, second, third shit, and that happened. So Simpsons transitioned to South Park, I guess, with the
This
predictions.
is crazy.
Man,
That shit happened.
bro.
Yeah. You think he's a time traveler?
Ooh, nigga, I think all this shit is predictive programming. Like they know what they're gonna do in media, and then they just do it later on in life.
All right, wait, because you really can say that one more time.
Predictive programming, like for example, what's the like when you see shit in The Simpsons, like shit that happens, Trump coming down the escalator announcing his presidency, or fucking, you see the commercials with Kobe and his helicopter and shit like that, right? Like it was like an old cartoony commercial and his shit crashed and shit like that. That's all predictive programming. I feel like because nigga, at the end of the day, I feel like media and entertainment don't stop when the TV's off. So all of that shit is just letting us know shit that's gonna happen. When you look at shows like Black Mirror, it's letting us know shit that's gonna happen.
But then to go to Justice's question, like, how do they know? How do they make those? Like, what calculations go into it to make a prediction that somebody's gonna die in a helicopter crash?
Hey, bro, maybe.
Well, I think that one.
I'm just diving deep into conspiracy theory right now, but let's say maybe either one, there's the possibility maybe Kobe's still alive, or two, there's the possibility that niggas took him out. Your time was up. Your stardom's up. You feel me? Niggas with money, families with money and time can do a bunch of shit. You look at Don't Look Up, the Netflix movie. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't see
that's
it,
the one
but
with
I've read
Meteor?
about it. Yeah, with the meteor.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that was
That
a
shit
really
is
good
real
movie.
life.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That shit is real life. Dumb niggas and Don't Look Up with the money. That shit is real life. I 100% believe it. Predictive programming. Again, niggas just tell you what's happening, but just because people see it on TV, they just that can't happen in real life. It's nigga, it is. Like,
well, the Kobe situation. One thing I can say is that like he's been taking helicopters like that's whole thing because of LA traffic. So I can see what you're saying with that situation where it's a possibility that something can happen in the future. Because that was his preferred way of getting around LA.
But then to take the time out to make a cartoon.
No, I'm just going with the what you said?
Predictive programming.
Like just predicting something in that type of nature with that. Like I don't like probably not everything, but in that case, he started taking helicopters because he literally that was his car.
Yeah, I understand that.
So like we go in a car every day, we could crash.
Of
Same
course.
shit that can happen.
Of course, but that's any celebrity in the way that they travel. Like I feel like they particularly chose Kobe. I don't even want to get into it, but they chose him for a reason, and that is just like the way the Simpsons been doing this is
Forever.
Like it's scary, but it is not because if predictive programming is real, and it has been going on since communication with TV and radio and stuff like that, then what are we really watching on TV when we turn it on?
I mean, when you think about things like that, you have to think about, okay, who owns these networks? And then when you go up the tree, you find out, okay, 6 corporations own everything on TV. Anything could be on TV that they want then at that point. And these are 6 corporations that pretty much work together to monopolize the industry. If they want to fucking pass down a message in every fucking show, the news, a cartoon, a fucking, it could not really, like, I be saying like everybody involved, but it could really not be everybody. I could literally be a nigga right now who makes a cartoon, South Park-esque, and it blows up. And then I get a call or a message from the network like, hey, we want you to work this into a segment. These niggas own all the networks on TV, so it's like they can do that. They have the power to do that.
Why nobody talk about canceling them?
They got the money.
Yeah, but we don't have to watch TV at all.
We don't, but at this point, like, it's too, like, people are too in tune with technology now. Like, how are you gonna revert that?
I saw something
Oh,
online.
you revert that with apps. Hulu.
These niggas buy these apps. Netflix is part of these
So what
6
would you
umbrella
watch?
company corporation. Like, they buy streaming didn't take anything away. The streaming companies can be purchased by niggas with money. The same thing as people buying networks. Like,
Yeah, that shit is scary
Got me
because
thinking.
it's like who really has control, right? Like I was watching this Kanye interview yesterday, and it was an old one from the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how, you know, the what he said, the CIA, the FCC, basically how all these corporations are working together to create modern day slavery, which is black people in prison, right? Raising prison rates. And he got so frustrated trying to explain to Charlemagne, like, I'm upset because I can't get into this clothing industry because these billionaires have it on lock,
I've seen that.
right?
Bro.
Yeah, and he just couldn't comprehend what Kanye was trying to say. Like, yo, you telling me to just make hats and t-shirts on my own? Like, I'm not trying. No disrespect to that, but the industry that I'm trying to crack, I can't get into it because I don't have that type of money. Y'all think I'm rich because niggas just don't have money. But the money I need to get to where I'm trying to be, it's a different level of paper. So to go to what you were saying about control, it's like, how do you break these barriers to get some type of control?
I have no answer. As a poor black man in America, I have no fucking answer for you, bro. Because that, like, when you just take it into that aspect, and you look at Trump's presidency, that's why he couldn't be controlled. He was a fucking billionaire. Now, let's say if I become president, it's easy to blackmail me or scheme or, like, you know, whatever kind of way to get your control over me because I don't got shit. This nigga already had everything. He didn't need. He already was famous. He already was rich. He already well-established businessman. So he had, like, in terms of running shit, a lot of his companies failed, but that's besides the point. He still got his money. So he did something right. So it's like, in terms of running shit, like, he had all the credentials. He could, and the main factor is the money. You can't be controlled. That's usually how they control people. They had stronghold money, nigga. That's it, nigga. They got everything on lock. So it's like, it would just probably take someone who doesn't have any of these, like, who has all of that shit, so he doesn't need to be controlled, like, or she, like, whoever. Like, I don't know, bro. I really don't know, because it's just like, bro, this shit's been going on for years. How do you break something that's been going on for years? Because it's not just TV. It's the music industry. Like, it's all this shit. Fucking even video games. These fucking elite niggas don't funnel money into video games to have certain messaging and shit like that. And video is everything, bro.
Yo, it's crazy that you say that because I had this guy at my old job, and I didn't even realize how much of a monopoly the gaming industry was. He said that he created a game, like a prototype for a game that ended up being it wasn't Pokemon, but it was something like one of those like Nintendo games or something like that ended up being, I forgot what it was, but basically he created it, and it was him and two other people. Two people left the group and went to Nintendo with it. Nintendo took it and he tried to sue them. He did sue them, and he was going back and forth for legal fees and stuff like that, saying like, I am the creator of this game. You all are making an exorbitant amount of money, billions of dollars, off of my idea. Pay me my shit. Nintendo's like, nah, we not. We got the creators. And they backed it. And it's like, when you're a creator trying to enter the space and you have nothing, it's like, what do you do in these type of scenarios? Like, 40 Central is a perfect example. We're a media company, right? But at what point are you a free media company, right? Like, eventually, some people feel like you have to sell a part of yourself in order to come into the industry. And is it worth it?
Did you tell that story before?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I did.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't bugging.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was
remember
it
what
was
you
like
said.
a huge. It was a huge video game too.
I don't think it was Pokemon.
It wasn't. I think it has something to do with Nintendo. I forgot. I'm a figure it out.
Did you see what Steve Harvey said?
About what?
Remember he used to do like the Apollo and everything like that, come on and have the judges and whatever like that. He basically brought that up to like, listen, we could get this in prime time, and his like whatever his how he wanted to do it is basically America's Got Talent. They took it from him.
Wait, so he wanted.
He was already having like Steve. What is it? It was like Steve Harvey's like whatever. Remember a long time ago, Steve Harvey's had his own like show with judges and people would come out and be talented and do whatever they had to do. They took that same. They took all his people, and everybody that like worked on the show and everything like that, and created America's Got Talent.
That doesn't surprise me, because like the manual said, like money brings a lot of power in these industries. So if somebody offers you the bag, a lot of people can't say no to a large lump sum of money.
And they not only did he take some of the people, the writers and all that stuff, they went for the same guest that was on it so that they could just come back on it, and he basically could have had America's Got Talent or something like that. One of those could have been literally his show.
So let me ask y'all this: you own 40 Central, you own your music. What number for you? Like, what's your number for somebody to come in and own all of your content?
Shout out to Four Corner Boxing in the building.
Yo, Four Corners with the guys.
I honestly don't think there's like a number for that.
They say everybody has a number.
I don't think there's a number.
I don't think there's a number either.
Somebody offers you $25 million for all your
I don't think there's
your masters.
I don't think so. Because that means if you offering me $25 million for
It's
my
worth more than
masters,
that.
for one, yeah, it's
I'm
worth
way
more than that. And two, is I'm worth something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people say that.
You're not going to just offer a nigga 25 mil.
I'm not.
If you don't see something in him. So I know, since you're in business and you know this shit better than me, you lowballing me right now. Because you know how much more you can get off of me.
Okay.
For me, I'm not taking nothing that not giving me any ownership in. Like, we need to own our own shit. And I've heard that from a lot of places, a lot of podcasts, a lot of people owning masters and all that shit. We need to own our shit. So,
But see, and here's my thing, right? I hear that a lot. Like, we want to have ownership of what we create, right? But people sell businesses all the time. So just because you started something, that doesn't mean you have to keep it.
No,
forever.
no, okay.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, what would be your
oh.
number for somebody to buy 40 Central right now?
Oh, I don't know. I probably want to have a number right now. I want to see it grow.
Okay.
There's no number that you could give me right now for this. Okay. But 10 years down the line, when we tired of the shit, if there's a number, then we might take that shit.
But my thing is, at that point, like,
it's already a network.
It's your own shit. And even then, when you tired of it, you bring new niggas on.
Yeah.
And you still make money off of it
Mm-hmm.
while being done, technically, with it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it never really makes sense. Like, it does. I feel like the only time shit like that really makes sense is if it's a good contract and you're super young.
Okay. And you could get out of it by the term.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're already established and you can make enough money to get your shit back. Because like I don't know, bro. Like, I always say, like, I would be perfectly fine having a Russ kind of musical career versus having a career like as the artist we see right now. Like the Baby, Lil Baby, all these niggas. Like, I would be perfectly fine having a Russ career because, for one, Russ could sell out. He has a crazy fan base.
Yeah.
He makes all of his money because it's all of his shit. That's his thing. I mix, master, produce all my own shit. He makes all of his money. And, like, that nigga's good. Like, he does not have to be mainstream famous because he literally eats off of his money, fucking money. Like, I saw him post, like, it was like a screenshot of his, like, TuneCore, which is TuneCore, which is his distributor. And he just showed, like, his growth in money of over time of dropping just more and more music. Like, he was like, this is how much I was making, and I dropped, like, 2 songs a month. Or one song a month. This is how much I was making when I dropped 2 songs a month. This is how much I was drinking and I dropped four songs a month. Or whatever. And you just saw that shit grow from, like 2,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 250, 500. Once it got to 500, he cut it off. It was like, nah, niggas don't need to be seeing what I'm making right now. But it's like, nigga, and all of that is his bread.
And I agree.
500,000 a month, 200,000, nigga. Nigga, that's bread. It's not recoupment money. It's not a stupid advance. You can do what you want with that money, and you don't have to worry about paying it back because it's your money.
I will agree with that too. And even in our state of how we want to do things with the Patreon or whatever like that, like getting that solid core base, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 followers at a certain amount of money, amount of number, we living comfortably. I don't have to be the richest nigga in the world, but I just got to make sure that I'm good. Like, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the Russ route. I'm okay with that. I don't need to be the Joe Buttons of podcasts of the world. I would love to be. I don't need to be there. But we can make it work with the little 5,000, 10,000 people who who do watch our shit and subscribe and all that stuff, and we'll be good. Well, all we gotta really focus on is content.
That's what I think.
That's
I mean, I've been saying, I've said this for a while on the pod. Steve Stout on the Breakfast Club interview said something that was really profound to me. And he said that now, at the time, I think it was 2020, he said, now in today's world, it's about depth as opposed to width. And what I mean by that is in the 90s and the early 2000s, or even before that, in order for you to make money, you had to have a wide audience.
Mhm.
So you had to be able to sell 1 million records, 500,000 records, 750,000 records, right? You had to have an audience basically across the country. In 2020, or now 2022, it goes like this. It's about how in depth your audience is. So now you can have an audience of 25,000, 50,000, but now if they're purchasing your music, going to your shows, buying your merch, supporting your podcast, all the other things that you're doing, if they're supporting that, that's all you need, right? You don't need the extra exposure and radio hits and all this other stuff. It's like, no, you need a strong base that will go in depth with your content. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that hit me, because a lot of times we focus so much on how large the numbers are. Like, I need 30,000 views or 50,000 views, where it's like, no, you got 50,000 views and only 10 people buy your stuff.
Mm-hmm. I was telling that to my daughter this weekend, as I was explaining to her like what the Patreon and everything was, and I'm like, I don't need 1 million people. I need if just the numbers in general, just a small number of it. If we get 1,000 people at $25, that's $25,000 just on that one package. That's one package. That's not like whatever like that. Your core base, and if they're gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it. And that's why we appreciate y'all for going out there and really like rocking with us, because a lot of the people that's been here has been here since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they've been rocking with us, and we going that's why we're doing everything that we got to do to make it worth it for you guys. But like, I agree with that. Like, as long as we have that core base, and it just steady, buying our shit, paying for the Patreon, whatever that shit, we'll be fine. We don't need to be fucking billionaires.
The perfect example of that is OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You got women on OnlyFans that have been on for 1 year that have made more money than porn stars have done for their entire career.
Yep. Yeah.
Literally, because
and on the Fansly shit too, right? The fan, what's that shit? The Fansly shit you got? Yeah, what's that shit with Snoop Dogg that you was on Snoop shit?
I thought you were talking about some porn shit. I thought you were trying to lie.
Yeah,
Fansly, nigga. Nah, I don't know that, nigga.
I ain't on that.
There's a Fansly shit, right? There's something like that, right?
I think
It's fan base.
Oh, fan base.
Yeah. It's on my fan base.
But like the same thing, like they're gonna have their like creators, their content.
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you right now, if you on social media, if you on Instagram, get off Instagram and go to fan base. And that's just as simple as this is not an ad. They're not paying us to say this. Go on fan base because you can literally monetize your content. And fan base takes a percentage of it. But I told the story before on the pod. One day I hosted a room. It was an audio chat. We just spoke about, a bunch of black people shit. And I made $5 because people was just like, yo, I like what you're saying. Yeah, take those hearts. You tap the hearts. Every heart is like, I think, a penny or whatever it is. But you can support people's content by giving them likes and hearts. And you can also have exclusive content for people who want to subscribe. So you can legit build, it's like almost like a Patreon. You can build your own Patreon on the app. And I really like it. And it's owned by a black man. Shout out to Isaac Hayes. He has that going on. So get on fan base. I won a free PS5. Snoop, I'm still waiting for my PS5.
I was about to ask you about that.
I'm still waiting for my PS5 from Snoop, but I did win it. And it's just black excellence over there, man. A lot of black excellence. And it's not just for black people, though, so don't get it misconstrued. But go support that black man. You got Instagram, you got Facebook. You support Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, I'm going to leave it at that. But you support Instagram, That's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. You can support Facebook. That's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. You got WhatsApp. That's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. Why not support a black man on to come up doing this thing? Download fan base. This is not a paid ad.
And download Patreon and go for 40 Central in the search bar and be the only ones that come up. Get that too.
Yes. Patreon.com. Patreon. Again, Patreon. Patreon. Download the app. Look up 40 Central, 40 Central in the search bar. We will pop up. For as little as $5, $10, or $25, you can help us make our dreams come true by joining our Patreon and becoming a patron. Shout out to everybody who's a patron. And you get exclusive content. So with the content that you get on there, it's only for our patrons. Like I was just telling Justin, I put a video up. What was that? Yesterday. Yeah, today's Monday, so I put it up yesterday. He didn't even know I put it up yet. But for the patrons, they saw it. So we're going to have a lot of exclusive dope content. But, all right, let's transition. So I had another interesting conversation with a coworker of mine, and she brought up the idea of reparations. Are black people entitled to reparations? So on and so forth. And the premise was this. She said that Jamaicans, so the slaves that were brought to Jamaica, deserve reparations. Pretty much anybody who was involved in the transatlantic slave trade deserves reparations. What's your take?
I'll always say they're still giving Jewish people reparations. So there's that.
Mhm.
So I'm not necessarily for it or against it.
Okay.
Me personally, I wasn't a slave, so I don't need shit. But if you want to give me shit,
Yeah.
by all means, I'll take it. That's like my take on it. Because it's just like there's Jews right now getting paid from the Holocaust.
I was about to say, like, for the Jewish reparations, the people who got them in the beginning weren't all from the Holocaust. Like, they weren't even in the Holocaust, were they? I don't know how soon they got those reparations. But
Probably just all of them.
yeah.
Like y'all all went through it. It was $9 million. I fucking take the money.
But then now, okay, so then now here comes the real debate, right? So now it was specifically for the Jewish people of the Holocaust. If I'm America, why would I pay for Jamaican reparations? That's not our territory. We're not associated with them. Why am I giving a bunch of Jamaicans reparations?
I ain't got to answer it. Like that's a fair question. Like unless it's the families involved, like I'm not paying a whole country for shit. Like I'm sorry, I didn't take all of y'all. I took some.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay for the some, not the all.
Yeah.
Like if I was, I was the Bank of America, that would be mine. They were ruling.
Yeah.
But it's like that's a good question, bro. Like I don't. That's why I say I'm not for or against it, because it's like, nigga, I don't care. I don't gotta give me shit.
For or against what?
Reparations. So so what I was telling them is that I had a conversation today at work, and we were talking about reparations, and the conversation started with should Jamaicans, because they were also brought over and enslaved during the transatlantic slave trade, do they deserve reparations as well as black people who were slaves here? And he gave his take on that.
Oh, okay.
That's where we are. Right. I mean, I feel like when it comes to the whole reparations thing, I think it's the first thing is how are we going to identify the people who deserve it?
Yeah, that would be like a major question. Like, is it gonna what if somebody their family didn't have to go through anything like that?
I think you can trace. It's not easy, but you can kind of trace back to
You think so?
but because of the census, right? So that's how a lot of people find out where their ancestors are from and stuff like that in the South. They'll go through the census and they'll see that this person was a sharecropper in 1880. Shit, he more than likely was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
If he was 30 by the time he was a sharecropper, and slavery ended in 1865, more than likely he was a slave. So you find out where he lived and stuff like that. So there's ways to kind of gauge that, and that's not saying that that's the most effective way. I'm not good at the whole ancestry tracing thing, so please don't take these words out of context as if I'm saying this is the way. But I do think that there are resources out there to find out whether or not your family were slaves in America. And I think that should be the basis of reparations. Like, you should have to go through something to prove, like, okay, your family were related or could have been or was in that atmosphere at the time. Because everybody else got reparations. The Japanese, let me not get canceled. The Japanese. The Japanese.
Japs.
The Jewish community. I feel like, did the Germans get I think the Germans might have even gotten, no, Germans didn't get reparations.
I don't know, but on your taxes, them shits be everywhere. Like, you could be in, like, they give you, like, reparations for everything on the taxes and shit like that.
Only if you have kids.
Nah, they was like mad questions about, like, if you ever, like, are you this, are you that? Like, I did my shit myself on TurboTax. I was like, I just went through everything just to make sure. And then I was like, I've seen, like, so many, like, questions like that. Are you Jewish or this and that? Like, did you do this? And I was like, oh shit. Like, most of the shit was no for me, but just reading it, it was like, wow. Like, they really try to give you everybody everything else.
That whole census, that whole box checking thing, like, when I was in school and they would ask you on the test, like, what's your race, I always put Asian. Because I never felt like the need, like, what do you need to know my race for? Like, why are you trying to box me in with a bunch of other people? So now I'm going to say I'm Asian. You're going to look at my name and think it's white. Now, how are you going to judge me? My test scores are decent. Now try to make sense of who you think I am when you see my name. So that's something I always did when I was a kid. I always checked Asian when I was
yeah.
State testing, Asian Pacific Islander. Yep. I never got in trouble for that either.
How could you? How they not gonna know?
You never know.
Early, I identify as Asian.
Yeah.
You can.
Those early pronouns and
Yeah.
identification.
Warren in the building. He says grandmother's grandfather was a slave.
Grandmother's
Your
grandfather.
grandmother's grandfather.
Ooh.
Oh,
That sounds like some time. Yo, you know what's crazy? There are people that are alive right now that were maybe like one generation removed from like slaves, or like 2 generations removed.
My mom grew up during segregation, so
That's what I'm saying. So now, if your mom grew up during segregation,
like MLK, like
yeah, so like her
yeah.
her grandparents might have been slaves.
Why you?
This nigga said, "Damn." Like, yeah.
That's real shit.
I did the Kevin Hart shit by accident.
She old, bro. Like,
But
That's wild.
her grandparents could have been slaves.
Mhm.
Thinking about like the time, yeah, because you said segregation in the 60s. And she grew up during that time. Yeah, 30 years before that, 20s. 30 years before that. Maybe right after, or yeah, Reconstruction for sure. Grandparents might have been possibly slaves, depending on the dates. But shit like that is interesting. I did the African ancestry test, and I found out that I come from the country of Burkina Faso,
Oh, you said this.
which is north of Ghana, and I am from the Bisa people. So I don't know what that means.
go there.
I don't know what that means, but I'm definitely
gotta go. You just gotta go.
I gotta go. But then who do I talk to? I don't got no family or friends out there. I don't know.
It's
If
an
that-
experience,
You
man.
never know.
Mm-hmm.
If you from there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably look like them. What if I'm like a prince?
yo,
Yo, well, that would be crazy if I go
Visa
back.
Prince.
Yeah, if I go back and they be
Go
like,
back.
he's returned.
He's
Start ringing the bells.
the prince is back.
I think I would stay out there forever. If I was
Like, oh shit, I'm a prince.
That
I'm a
should be
prince.
fire.
Fuck, I was doing in America. Shit, I was a regular nigga.
I think I would stay. If I was a prince somewhere else, I would definitely stay.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm staying.
But I think also do you stay and like leave your family behind?
No, you bring them.
No, you don't bring them. They're not royalty.
Yo,
They're not royalty.
well,
Nigga, what makes you wait? What makes you
my
think
kid would be the next son on the throne? If I'm
okay,
royalty.
he's a kid. That's it. Nigga, wife, girl, aunt. I don't give a fuck about them.
But if you're the prince, like you can do what you want, type shit.
Yeah, you gotta just have them.
Yeah, but you can't just break the village rules and shit like
Get
that.
them a crib.
You think this is Black Panther? Nigga? You think just go over there and do what you want? No, you got customs and traditions and rules you got to abide by. You can't just go.
Switch it up. You the prince?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
All right.
You just gonna mess up thousands of years of tradition.
Yes.
You go Americanize
Yeah,
that
some
shit.
American shit. Like, he's
Nah,
gonna come over there and
I'll
do what
bring-
he want.
I'll bring like my kids, my mom.
Yeah, they might not respect your moms, B.
That's fine. They gotta respect me.
They do, but moms, nah, she gonna have to sleep outside. Real shit. Gonna have to sleep outside. Moms gonna have to sleep outside. Maybe they may respect my mom.
Yeah, moms. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like-
Depending on, you know what I mean, we don't know what shit went down there. Thousands of years since I've been gone.
I'll come back there and be like, kill him!
Oh my god.
You abandoned treason.
That'd be crazy, yo. They go back and kill you, and they keep like.
Oh, you don't even know what you did? Like,
Like, yo, what do I do?
It's put you in jail.
And you don't even speak you don't speak no language. You just there like, what I do?
Oh shit. Oh,
Shooting mad. Forget it.
man, shout out to Africa, man. Definitely want to go back to Burkina Faso. I think everybody should do that test though. I saw somebody do the other ancestry test, and it said like sub-Saharan Africa, Scottish. I'm like, bro, no. Trash that test. That's not who you are. First of all, sub-Saharan African. I've never heard anybody identify as that. I'm from the sub-Sahara. I've heard West African, but then they get specific with the country, like Senegal or I think Dakar is over there. Or they'll say like East African, like Eritrean or something like that, or I'm from South Africa, somewhere like that. Huh?
Ivory Coast.
Yeah, like Ivory Coast. But Sub-Sahara, nobody says that. So do the African ancestry test, know the exact country and tribe you come from.
We should all just do it.
We should.
We should get that for everybody,
Hot 97 did that.
and then just all take it and just all open our results at the same time.
Yep.
Well, you already got yours, but
But I could do it for my mom's side.
oh, you got to do it from both sides.
So you have because you have your mom's lineage and you have your dad's lineage. So I did my dad's lineage, and it follows the Y chromosome, like as far back as they could find it.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
We'll Google it and see how much is on Amazon, and then we
I mean, it's
some bread.
yeah,
All right, so
but it's a good investment.
nah, them niggas gonna have to buy that shit themselves.
Oh no, we not the top, brother.
I thought it was gonna be like
No. This ain't no employee of the month shit. Let me see African ancestry. People. What does it say? By black people for black people. That's what the hell I'm talking about.
sheesh.
So they have the Matri clan test kit, which goes back to that is the female and male test takers. And then they have the Patri clan test kit, which is discovering your father's paternal roots, which is only the males can take it. So if you're a woman and you're trying to find your male or father side, you have to get a male from the father side to take the test. Women cannot take the test to find out their father's side. And then they have the family.
So the
package.
first one you could do.
Yeah, if you want to find out your mom's side, the male or the female can take
Oh,
that
okay.
test to find out the mom's side. But for the father side, a male from the father's side of the family has to take that test because they follow the Y chromosome. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
And the family plaque, that shit bread.
Yeah, but you get let me see, includes both test kits, 6 personalized certificates of ancestry, and 4 country of origin teas. Whatever. The t-shirt. So you get t-shirts and stuff. The Machi Clan test includes everything you need to trace your MT or Machi Clan DNA, submit your cheek swab, and receive your digital results. The same thing for the dad. Trace your Y DNA, submit your cheek and swab, and receive your digital results. I got the paper certificate. But you can also you can get it with what is this? Affirm and pay $20 a month.
Oh, word?
$28 a month. Not bad. African ancestry. Make sure y'all go look into that. Know your roots, man. Know your roots. And then go to the country. I want to go to the country and
I want to go
learn.
too. This fucking phone, bro. Sorry. It's getting me upset that this shit doesn't want to work.
Is that the only thing that's wrong with it?
That's
though?
the only thing that's wrong with me. The
So, I mean, you're coming from a place of privilege, man.
man.
Worried about a face ID?
Yeah, you want to put your password in all the time?
I mean, I did that up until I got this phone. And I just got this, was it the 10? I got the 10, and I got that, like, in January, maybe?
Yeah, but you had a button.
Yeah, I had the 8.
Yeah, but you had your finger.
I mean, most of the time, I would still do the...
It's just too much. Oh, I'll fix it.
Damn, man, you Americans, B.
But you want niggas to stop watching TVs.
I mean, listen, if that's the way to get people to detach from media, I think everybody should take more time to be in nature and appreciate the time that we do have. I don't think we do that enough. I think we wake up when the first thing we do is look at our phones.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing we do is text or scroll, and then
Take a piss.
get up and use the bathroom. I saw something that Kanye said. He said, spend the first 2 hours of your day in your imagination because it's way better than social media. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Even though it's not easy, but it's so much better in your imagination and your thoughts, depending on what you're going through. Because some people, it can be scary to be in your thoughts. But the first 2 hours of your day, if you can, spend it with yourself.
Well, lately, like, I haven't been on my phone at all. Like, I'll go on for a little bit, and then I'll just get off. Like, I don't even be, like, scrolling anymore. Shit be getting too boring.
There's nothing on what's
Too
on social
boring.
media that's really there to see. Like,
I just try to look for, like, funny shit, but...
nah, I deleted all that stuff off my timeline. Like, all that bullshit. Like, I mean, that's skits. I could always laugh at a skit.
No, not the skits.
But for the most part, like, if it's just, like, nigga bullshit, I don't want to hear it. Like, I'll watch, like, right now, I pretty much have Earn Your Leisure, Red Panda Clan with Ian Dunlap, Rashad Billing, Troy Murphy, I think his name is. Or Troy, I got Troy, 40 Central, Friends, Family, some motivational pages. That's really it. Like, I'm not on there for the hee hee ha ha, not on there for the shade room, not on there for gossip and tea. I don't care about that stuff no more. If you're not talking about pushing each other forward, if you're not talking about motivating each other, if you're not talking about business, if you're not talking about education, learning something, I don't really need to be on there for that long. Like, I'll go in there, chat with some friends, keep it moving. I feel like social media is dying. I think Facebook is dead. I think Facebook is going to be the first antiquated social media conglomerate.
Didn't y'all have this argument?
Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah, but when I was saying, like,
It was
the
about
only
the-
thing that's going to keep them alive is
was-
Oculus
yeah.
and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Facebook is dead, bro. Facebook is dead. The stock is dead. The app is dead. The website is dead. Only thing that's keeping it alive and relevant is the metaverse. And the metaverse is not limited to Facebook. So, nice try there. Change your name for no reason. Yeah, Facebook is dead, bro. I think it's over. It's crazy to think that, like, we saw MySpace die,
Yeah.
but we were young, pretty young when MySpace, like,
I saw
died.
that
So,
shit plummet.
yeah, so it wasn't really, like, as, like...
Seen Skonex die?
Yeah, but Skonex, like,
That was
they
for
never
us,
hit the
though.
plateau of Facebook.
Like MySpace did for a while.
Yeah, MySpace, but MySpace didn't really die or like phased out. Like I feel like Facebook is like just gonna die. Like it's gonna be one day everybody's on Facebook, and then the next day they're gonna be like, "Yo, y'all got like 30 days to just take all y'all shit off." Cause
Yo, that's crazy.
we're gonna wrap it up here. That was a good run.
Nigga say, yeah, everybody's page is getting archived, so get your shit while you can. Download your data.
Yeah, download everything, put it on the cloud or something, because we about to wrap this up. It was a good
Crazy thing, all the old people not gonna know what to do when that shit happens.
Yo, people cried. Remember when Facebook was dead for like, was it a day or a few hours or something like that?
Oh yeah. Facebook, Instagram,
everything was like down and like people were crying.
Yo, the funny thing is, I had no idea.
I knew, but like, I was just like, okay.
No, I didn't
something else.
I didn't even know.
I knew because like when I would go on like pages wouldn't refresh and shit, it would be the same stories like every time you go on. So it's just like, all right, there's clearly something wrong.
Like
let me just play video games.
I didn't even like. I looked at it. It happened like once. I was like, all right, and I didn't know it was down for a while. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And everybody's like, yo, Facebook is down. I'm like, so?
And
you can do something. The fuck?
Go out, watch a movie, go on a date,
do something,
go by the water. But I've always said that people should have a family photo album, a physical family photo album, because we rely too much on our phones, clouds, and social media to store all of our. First of all, we just give our shit up for free. Like we just give it to Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. That's a whole nother conversation. But we should still have a physical family photo album, and I feel like that pretty much died with our generation, with the millennials. I don't think we're doing that. We're not getting photos developed and stuff like that anymore. We should, because, like I said, one day we're going to get that notice. Like, yo, you got 30 days. And niggas don't read. So it's going to just happen for some people. And they be like, yo, all my stuff is gone. I try to go on Facebook. Nothing's there. The app isn't working. Told you. And then I'm like, yo, you should have checked your email.
Remember when you used to go on field trips and your mother used to give you the fucking camera? You
Yeah. And as much fun as we made people for doing that, we still can laugh at those pictures today.
Yeah.
If Facebook was to shut down, do you know how much people would lose pictures of their children because they don't have physical copies, but they're all on Facebook and Instagram? Like I seen one person go through that where they couldn't get back into their account and they were sad because they lost or couldn't have their pictures of when their kid was like a newborn. Just gave that to Mark Zuckerberg. Not like he gives a fuck, but still gave it to him. And he could do whatever he wants with it. He could put Tasmanian devil on your kid. He could just do whatever he wants to do with it. But yeah, stop giving up everything to social media. That's my message.
Face ID, bro.
Y'all got anything else?
I'm good. We had a nice little quickie.
Hey,
Pause.
Oh man.
I'm done.
Let me just put the Patreon up one more time.
Because you didn't have to say that. Like you didn't. You could have worded that entirely differently.
At all.
We had a nice little short podcast. That would have been acceptable. Nah, quickie. That's what came to mind.
Short podcast. Oh snap!
That was my outlandish shit for the day.
Man, make sure
you guys
y'all
got it. I thought I was gonna get a podcast without me saying something crazy. Well, didn't happen this time.
Make sure y'all go download that Patreon app. All you have to do is, with a small donation of $5, $10, or $25, help us make our dreams come true of being the best podcast in the world. And we'll be able to have more artists, more guests, more people on here like the Manuel to come drop some knowledge and some dope music. So help us expand our platform with a small donation of $5, $10, or $25 by downloading the Patreon app, Patreon. Patreon. Become a patron. $5, $10, $25. We appreciate you. And anything else?
Nah, play something. Let's get out of here.
All right. How can I find? Let me see. I want to play the manual.
had it there.
I did, but I can't find it. It's oh, there it goes. You mind if I play this? First one.
He wants to-
Which one?
I don't know. Let me see. I don't even know my own songs. It's crazy, right? I'm gonna play Professor.
Oh, I was gonna play Intoxicated. You the artist? Which one?
Play that one too, shit.
All right, cool.
I was just choosing something with stars, and that has a star too. So fuck it.
All right, relit.
Get the crowd moving.
That one, that one, and that one.
It was the third one for a while too.
Yeah.
It was the third. It was 3-4. It was 3-4. Yeah, Professor.
I can buy it on iTunes, right?
I couldn't find it.
Just put the manual. This ain't the album.
I did.
Intoxicated. All right, let's see. All right, we about to play. You want to introduce your record? It's your record, my brother.
This is Intoxicated by me, obviously, featuring Mira from Canada.
Oh, that's why. I put TATA. That's why I couldn't find it.
The only way it would pop up like that is if it was like
Girl, I'm intoxicated. Please get off of me. Baby, it's complicated. Don't talk to me. I just been aggravated. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Wait, what am I saying? The liquor really got me tripping. It snuck up on me, caught me slipping. That's probably why I'm acting different. You told me chill, but I don't listen. I just been thinking about a lot of shit. I know I broke all my promises, but it's been hard to think positive. Yeah, yeah. What am I gonna do with the shit that I'm feeling inside? Feeling uncomfortable, baby girl, let me go for a ride.
That's not an album.
Henny on the dash. I'm switching lanes back and forth, knowing my signals. I really hope that I don't crash. Treat all my problems just like scenery, man. I leave all my shit in the past. I know I acted out obscenely, don't know why I kept pressing the gas. That's my mistake. And I hope that it's never too late. It's been a struggle to carry this weight. Can't formulate words, I don't know what to say. Well, I mean and I do, I just cannot convey. The only thing I can relate. It's complicated, but still talk to me. I never wanna get you off of me. Girl, I'm intoxicated. Please get off of me. Baby, it's complicated. Don't talk to me. I just been aggravated. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Wait, what am I saying? The liquor really got me tripping. It snuck up on me, caught me slipping. That's probably why I'm acting different. You told me chill, but I don't listen.
So you want me, but you walk out the door. I don't give a fuck, baby, take all your clothes. I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes. I'm just intoxicated with the flow. I'm just intoxicated with the dough. Baby, no one fuck, she pull more. Yeah, now you gon' hit me up and then call me babe. All your friends are fine and I know they hate me. If that pussy good, then it drive me crazy. Hey, baby, it's never too late. I'm on the way. You say it's complicated, but look at that smile on your face. I'll never change. Maybe that means that I'm stuck in my ways. Baby, don't hate me, just hate on the game. I'm just a player, man, we're both the same. Yeah, intoxicated, get off of me. Yeah. Intoxicated, don't bother me.
Girl, I'm intoxicated. Please get off of me. Baby, it's complicated. Don't talk to me. I just been aggravated. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Wait, what am I saying? The liquor really got me tripping. It snuck up on me, caught me slipping. That's probably why I'm acting different. Told me chill, but I don't listen.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives?
Hey, quiet down, everybody. Yo, I said quiet the fuck down. Alright, good morning, everybody. My name is Professor Manuel, and here's today's lecture for y'all. I got a lesson to teach, little boy. Don't test me. If you want smoke, we got 762. You should be protecting your neck, bitch. She said she want me to put her in cuffs. She was like, many arrest me. But I don't give that little bitch what she wants. That's probably why that she could pass me. Headshot, headshot. I'm leaving niggas slumping. We gon' pull up with them sticks and I guarantee you we gon' offer keep dumping. Yeah, fuck it up. Why these niggas keep on running? Yeah, run it up. Something. Here's the aim of the day. Fuck with a little nigga, gotta say. Bitch, I got aim, I don't play. Fuck with the boss and nigga, let it spray.
And I fixed my phone.
You gon' get clowned on the blog. All this clapping, that's a round of applause. Fuck around and send a nigga the mugs. What you really wanna do now? Later looking shit get too wild. Find out how you gon' move now. Man, I really wish I knew how back then. But fuck it, I'm making it happen. Like, what do you mean? Don't got no time for no little niggas yapping. Gotta get to the dream. I know some niggas out here giving up hope, but never just give up your dream. I know some niggas out here using drugs to cope, but things aren't bad as they seem. I know some niggas out here that don't see the scope on why niggas plotting their scheme. Damn, like what you mean? I got a lesson to teach, little boy. Don't test me. If you want smoke, we got 762. You should be protecting your neck, bitch. She said she want me to put her in cuffs. She was like, many arrest me. But I don't give that little bitch what she wants. That's probably why that she could pass me. Headshot. I'ma leave a nigga slumping. We gon' pull up with them sticks and I guarantee you we gon' offer keep dumping. Yeah, fuck it up. Why these niggas keep on running? Yeah, run it up. Turning nothing into something. See, that wasn't too hard, right? I wanted to teach y'all a few lessons real quick. I wasn't being little dickhead.
Headphones about to come off this shit.
Get the fuck out of my classroom.
This shit do make me want to speed though.
Nah, every time. Nah, yeah. Nah, don't. Yeah. Do not, bro. Do not.
I'm gonna have to do that.
You're gonna catch yourself going 15 over, 20 over.
Hey, sometimes you gotta got a need for speed.
I listen to this shit driving up to go get my daughter.
Nigga said that I ain't even in a car.
Listen, man, I'm ready for the stew. Ready for the stew.
We have one right there.
So let's go into the stew right now. Listen, I'm always, look, we can do it right now. We ain't gotta waste time. We ain't gotta, you wanna go to the stew, we can go to the stew right now.
I mean, I work tomorrow.
So do I.
I don't know about right now. We could definitely go. Anytime, just not right now.
All right. Listen, I'll be ready. Warren lost his last battle because he wasn't ready. And we had the battle on the spot. And I beat him. So shout out to Warren and for you taking that L. Homie.
Participation medal?
Nah, he just took an L, bro.
Yeah. He didn't even get the participation medal?
Nah. He got it's like he got like a sweet chin music.
Oh, shit.
You know how like you tune up the band? He was tuning up the band, and then I ended up giving him the sweet chin music. He didn't even see it coming.
I'm not in this.
That's crazy.
Hey man,
I stay out of this fight.
I gotta put that on Patreon
I'm just a
too.
spectator.
Oh, I might have to run this.
Me too.
Analysis.
Go ahead.
Quiet down, everybody.
This nigga wild.
Alright, good morning, everybody. My name is Professor Manuel, and here's today's lecture for y'all. I got a lesson to teach, little boy. Don't test me. If you want smoke, we got 762.
While Warren said he couldn't be at work.
She said she want me to put her in cuffs. She was like, many arrest me. But I don't give that little bitch what she wants. That's probably why that she could pass me. Headshot. I'ma leave a nigga slumping. We gon' pull up with them sticks and I guarantee you we gon' offer keep dumping. Yeah, fuck it up. Why these niggas keep on running? Yeah, run it up. Turning nothing into something. That's the aim of the day.
He's wildin'. This is a segment. This is a clip. He's wildin'. Yeah. Yeah. Bow, bow. I imagine this how DMX sounded in the stew, bro. I imagine this how DMX sounded in the stew.
See, that wasn't too hard, right? I want to teach y'all a few lessons real quick. Glad y'all wasn't being little dickheads. Now get the fuck out of my classroom.
Stupid little dumb nigga.
Yo!
Get out of here.
Yeah. Yo, that's how you gotta talk to the students. That's how you gotta talk to the students.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'm playing that in the class.
Yo, chill.
Listen, man. I'll give him the real. I'll give him the real.
Stupid.
I'll give him the real. But yeah, go listen to that.
They said your glasses was falling off.
It was. I thought I had to hold these tight. You wasn't even supposed to notice that. I was trying to keep it cool. But I was in the whip. No, we was in the whip. I was on 95. I'm speeding. Glasses falling off. Headphones is coming off. But listen, man, we made it to the destination, right?
You sweaty?
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, if that record was maybe like 5 minutes, I'd have been sweating. But luckily, you know, we good. It's a little chilly down here, so.
I don't want nobody to crash. So just give you enough to speed, but then realize you speeding.
Exactly. Go listen to that, man. Professor by the Manuel. This ain't the album. That's it right there. Can I be in that video?
You can, shit. You can be the
driver?
You can be the principal.
Yeah, let's do that. I want to be in that video. Warren, you're not invited, nigga.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You're not invited, nigga, because you gotta get a W. Only this is a winner's circle.
Yo, that's crazy.
Man, I fucking fell. My whole wrist hurts. I think my shit broken.
Why don't you go to
I should be good in 2 days.
Niggas. I got bit by a dog. I was like, yeah, I'll just put some gauze on this. No, I need a whole stitches. Like, nah, I'm good. Man. I'll be good in a week.
If this shit still hurt in a week, then I'll go. But I ain't going for like no regular sprain. I'll be alright. I've had some.
Yo, I said
This nigga did it again. Yo, this nigga put it back again. Shout out, bro.
To
build customer delight, you need to identify
shot for that in the
bad
stew,
user
bro.
experience. Hotjar's heat maps let
I like this one too.
Yeah, but you just cut off. I was in the whip.
That was the third time.
What did Chris Tucker say? You don't ever touch a black man radio? Might have been the third red light. I needed to ski off. You know what I mean? We gonna rock with the next one. SpaceX.
Shawty, get me
I like this.
Shawty, get me laid. Shawty, get me laid.
Be in the club. I'm ice shorty.
Shawty, get me laid.
See you, girl.
Baby girl, just come and roll my thing.
Come in.
Shawty, get me laid.
See you, shorty. We gonna get lit.
Shawty, get me laid.
Yo, this shit on camera.
This is live, baby.
What we sipping on?
Straight to the moon. Straight to the moon. Straight to the moon. High to the noon. I just ain't get in tune. Pistol metro make it boom. Pistol metro make it boom. Pistol metro make it boom. Can't trust nobody. Hey. You tryna argue? I can't find the time. I'm concerned about money. That's what's on my mind.
Nah, that was it. Don't make me Petey Pablo this shit.
You won't do it. You won't.
Yo. This how we got. This how we do it, yo, style, baby. Hey, this how we do it. Alright, you got me hot. You got me. I can't do this no more. Yo. Hey. 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 We're gonna perform this for the millions. We're gonna perform this for the millions. Hey. If you acting like this now, I could not imagine that in front of me. He gonna be going crazy. Oh, yeah, nah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Listen.
Oh shit. We was wilding in the club.
Petey Pablo, that shit.
Hey man, shout out to Petey Pablo. Like that.
I can't breathe.
Like that.
I only did 2 seconds. I can't breathe.
Hey.
Nigga need water. JT been going over there. Nigga said, I'm done. Water, nigga, shit.
Hey man, we outside, baby.
I feel like I got asthma right now.
Hey, we want me to play another record so they can't hear you.
Let's
every
do it.
breathing?
Let's go back in. We going back in?
Yeah, album. What we
Nothing
doing?
it's nothing else that hype. I don't know what you want.
It's okay. It's okay. You just play something to mellow it out.
All right, you put Insecure. There you go.
All right. All right, man. Try not to breathe so hard, man. You out here making a...
I can't breathe.
You making them uncomfortable.
Get the crowd moving during live sound.
You're making them a little uncomfortable. All right, so we're going to play Insecure on This Ain't the Album by the Manuel, and we're going to use this to take us out.
Wait.
Like that.
Wait,
Like how...
I know that I be insecure, but it's only me attacking my fears. I know that you're here, but not sure. If I'm everything that you'd ever need, I swear I just question it more. Yeah, causing problems we don't need to fucking have. Know the formula, but won't do the math. My own brain got me in my. I know that I be insecure, but it's only me attacking my fears. I know that you're here, but not sure. If I'm everything that you'd ever need, I swear I just question it more. Yeah, causing problems we don't need to fucking have. Know the formula, but won't do the math. My own brain got me in my. Sorry for all of the arguments. Yeah, a nigga was really caught up in his feelings. I just been really traumatized living this life and all of my prime is villains. Made a nigga feel away. Blue skies turning gray. Okay, look, baby, please. I know you gave me the keys. Warmed your heart up some degrees. Listen to me, I would get down on my knees. If you would feel more at ease with that. Don't know why we going tit for tat. Wonder at times where your head is at. But baby, I got your back. You don't gotta question that. Show me, know you my
They all just saw us go crazy for a second. That little Heisman shit you did was that.
That might be it.
You bring that light in the room, the boat. They heard before, so it's down the coat. Baby, I know I be doing the most. I know that I be insecure, but it's only me attacking my fears. I know that you're here, but not sure. If I'm everything that you'd ever need, I swear I just question it more. Yeah, causing problems we don't need to fucking have. Know the formula, but won't do the math. My own brain got me. I know that I be insecure, but it's only me attacking my fears. I know that you're here, but not sure. If I'm everything that you'd ever need, I swear I just question it more. Yeah, causing problems we don't need to fucking have. Know the formula, but won't do the math. My own brain got me in my fucking bag.
Nice way to get us mellow.
Yeah, man.
A feeling
Get
song.
it. Yeah, word. Get in my fucking bag. Appreciate y'all guys out there, man. Appreciate you coming through. Yo, you know you're always welcome here. You can be here, Manuel Mondays on Mondays. Let you
Yeah, every time you hear I'm playing Professor. Every time you hear I'm playing.
Gonna be like the.
Do you know I've been trying to play that song for like not that, but the one for like months, and he wouldn't give me the song.
Intoxicated?
Yeah, he wouldn't play it. So now we got it. We gotta use it. Oh shit.
Shit. Oh shit.
Somebody might get shot tonight. Somebody might get shot tonight.
Everybody, my name is Professor Manuel, and here's today's lecture for y'all. I got a lesson to teach, little boy. Don't trust me. If you want smoke, we got 762. You should be protected in that beer. She said she wanted to put her in cuffs. She was my money and loves me. But I don't get a little bitch what she wants. It's probably why that she can trust me. Headshot, shot. I'ma leave a nigga slumping. We gon' pull up with them sticks and I guarantee you we gon' all keep dumping. Yeah, fuck it up. Why these niggas keep on running? Yeah, run it up. Turning nothing into something. Here's the game of the day. Fuck with a little nigga, gotta say. Bitch, I got aim, I don't play. Fuck with the boss and nigga, let it spray. Don't let him clown you, dog. You gon' get clown on the blog. Know this clapping, that's a round of applause. Fuck around and send a nigga the mall. Do you really wanna do it now? Pretty looking shit get too loud.
That's it.
Man, I really wish I knew.
Oh shit.
That was fun. You had a good time?
You did.
Man. Anytime you want to come to Club James, let me know.
Playing Professor all night long.
Yeah.
Go on repeat.
You gotta be ready, man. We're gonna have a good time. Anytime you're ready to come to Club James, man, let me know.
We are out of here, man. Let's get
All right,
out
we out for real now.
Love ya.